Hi friends, it's Sam, and today I'm going to share with you my 2 easy tofu techniques that I can't get enough of. Now, I get a lot of people come to me saying that they just don't like tofu, that it's bland and boring, but I've got the solution for you. It's all about preparing and seasoning tofu correctly. So I'm going to share with you my top 2 most favorite techniques that make tofu amazingly delicious. I'd like to thank Sunrise Soya Foods for sponsoring this video today. Sunrise Soya Foods is the #1 manufacturer of tofu in Canada. They are Canadian made and Canadian grown, and the Sunrise Extra-Firm Tofu is my absolute favorite. I have several blocks of this in the fridge at all times. Thank you for being here with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Check out Sunrise Soya Foods and don't forget to give tofu a try. Okay, let's get to cooking. The first technique I'm going to show you is my tofu crumbles. So what you're going to need is 1 block of Sunrise Extra-Firm Tofu. I've got mine here and a big old bowl. So first thing, just grab a chunk of the tofu and just start crumbling it up with your fingers, just like this. Now, if you want to be a little bit quicker and you're not into using your fingers, I have a second version of doing the tofu crumbles. You can just break it into a couple chunks, throw it in your bowl like so, and now you just use a potato masher. Just mash it all up into nice crumbles. Easy peasy. There's no need to press this tofu as it'll dry out in the oven anyways, so you can just go straight to using the tofu, which I love. Makes it super quick and easy. All right, get this off. So you can see that my tofu is all nice and crumbled now, and we're ready to season it. So I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Just pour that right over. 2 teaspoons of chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Just sprinkle that on in and mix that all up, crumbling it more. There are some chunks that were missed in the crumbles. So my tofu crumbles are nicely coated now, so they're ready to go in the oven. So I have a baking pan here lined with a little bit of parchment paper. You could also just lightly grease it, and I'm just gonna spread my tofu crumbles evenly over top, like so. So spread your tofu evenly across the pan, and now I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for 35 to 45 minutes. All right, in the oven it goes. Give the tofu a stir about halfway through to break up the tofu a little, and then continue baking. While the tofu crumbles are in the oven, I'm gonna get the other parts of the recipe ready. So I have a large measuring cup here, or you could use a bowl, and to this I am going to add 1/2 cup of water, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of hoisin. Ooh, saucy. This is gonna make it nice and sweet. 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. Get in there. And 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Of course, these are optional. If you do not like spice, then just omit them, making sure that the cornstarch is nicely dissolved. Okay, my sauce is ready, so let's head to the stove and boil up some noodles. I'm just using spaghetti, but if you prefer, you could use a rice noodle or any kind of noodle, so I'm just following the package instructions and cooking up this pasta. Lovely. Okay, the tofu is out of the oven, and you can see that some of the pieces are a little bit lighter in color and some of them are a little bit darker, and that is perfect because this will give it a variety of texture. Now you can snack from this straight from the pan. Adam and I do. It's completely amazing like this, but we are gonna finish this noodle dish. So I'm gonna set this aside for now and get to the noodly part. So I've just drained the noodles and I'm returning the pot to the heat. I've got it on at about a medium-high heat. I just add a tablespoon of oil. Any kind of light oil will do, canola, vegetable, that kind of thing. I'm using canola today, so I'm just gonna heat that up. The oil is hot, so to this I'm going to add 6 cloves of garlic minced up and about 1 inch of ginger just chopped up nice and fine. And we're just gonna saute this for about a minute. Okay, so that's looking good. So I'm just gonna give this sauce a little bit of a stir again and add that to the pan. And now I'm gonna add the noodles as well and the tofu crumbles. So now that I have everything in there together, just remove the noodles from the heat and give the tofu and noodles a nice toss to evenly coat. The tofu is going to absorb some of that sauce and become extra chewy and delicious. It's amazing. Now just to garnish it up, I'm just going to add some green onions for a bit of color. And and some sesame seeds, but these are all optional, but you know, delicious. So you should do it. We'll do a taste test in a minute, but for now, onto tofu technique number 2. So for tofu technique number 2, I'm going to be showing you my pull apart tofu method, which is super cool. It gives this really kind of chickeny kind of vibe, which I just love. So delish. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your Sunrise Extra-Firm Tofu and press it. I'm using a tofu press today, but if you don't have a tofu press, I'll put a link down below to where you can see my guide on how to press tofu. While my tofu is pressing, I'm just going to whip up the really simple lime garlic sauce. So to my measuring cup or a bowl, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice. This is going to be very limey, very delicious, very summery. Delish. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of agave. If you don't have agave, you could use maple syrup or corn syrup, any kind of sweetener, probably even brown sugar would work. The zest of 1 lime and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Get all of that in there without it going everywhere. Disaster. Oop, no, it went everywhere. It's okay. And just give that a little mix. Ooh, that smells super limey and delicious already. Okay, we'll just set that aside now. My tofu has been pressing for about 20 minutes, so it's good to go now. So this technique is really simple, but I do it all the time, and I swear it makes all the difference. If you cube your tofu right now, try this instead. You'll be blown away at how much it makes your tofu so much more delicious. The texture clings to the sauce, and it just has a really nice mouthfeel. So all you're gonna do is just use your fingers to pull apart nice big chunks, just like that. Well, that's it. Nice big chunks of tofu. No sad little chunks for this one. Don't you just love how versatile tofu is? I have a million tofu techniques and recipes on my blog because it's just the best flavor vehicle and you can do so much with it. It's so fun. All right, there we go. My tofu is pulled apart into beautiful chunks like that. And so now we are ready to head to the stove. This recipe is super quick to make, which I just love. So I've got my cast iron skillet here, but you can use a non-stick frying pan. And you just want to put it over a medium-high heat and add about a tablespoon of olive oil. So just heat that up for a few seconds. Heating. That's the heating dance, don't you know? My oil is nice and hot, so I'm just going to add my pulled apart tofu to the pan. And I just want to cook it for a few minutes, just giving it a stir every now and then until it's nice and golden brown on all sides. Hear that sizzle, eh? So now I'm going to add the garlic. This is 2 cloves of garlic minced. And just stir that in and just cook for, you know, just 1 minute or so just to cook that garlic through. Garlic is starting to get a little bit brown and smelling fragrant. So now I'm just going to add all of my garlic lime sauce. Oh, gotta love that sizzle. Delish! And give it all a stir to coat the tofu. I mean, come on, look at that. Amazing. Oh, I'm splashing myself. No! Classy cooking with Sam. So to finish it off, I'm just going to garnish it with a little bit of chopped cilantro and a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. Look how beautiful that looks. Let's give these recipes a try. I'll meet you over there and we're gonna serve them up and give them a taste test, and I'm excited. I got 2 forks. Okay, so here I have my 2 favorite tofu techniques. In this bowl on the left, I have my tofu crumbles, and these are this time made with garlic and ginger noodles. And in the bowl on my right, I have my pulled apart tofu, and this has a limey garlic sauce. Delish. Okay, let's give them a taste test. I'm excited. Okay, which one should I go for first? Tofu crumbles, yeah? Noodles. You know what's awkward? Eating noodles on camera. Okay, let's go. So good. So delicious. These tofu crumbles are so chewy and delicious. They're so meaty. I just love how versatile tofu is and how you can play around with the texture like this just to make it so delicious and fun. Definitely give this recipe a try. It's now a new favorite of mine. Okay, on to tofu technique number 2, my pulled apart tofu, this time in a garlic ginger sauce. Let's give it a try. Oh, look at that. It looks like so much like chicken or something. It's so cool. Oh, it smells Wow. Oh my goodness, so delicious. I love this pulled apart tofu technique. It's just amazing. And Sunrise Extra-Firm Tofu is the perfect flavor vehicle. It just sucks in all of those delicious flavors, making it so meaty and chewy and delicious and limey. This is the perfect dish for spring or summer, so fresh and lovely. I hope you enjoyed this video of my 2 favorite tofu techniques. Thank you again to Sunrise Soya Foods for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to give tofu a try. If you haven't tried tofu like this, you are missing out. Give it a try. It's delicious. Leave a like. Don't forget to drop a comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bon appetit! Homegrown.
Homegrown. Homegrown tofu.
Homegrown tofu. I'll turn it down a bit. I'm louder when I'm being energized. You can't be energized quietly. Quietly energetic.
Wow, I'm getting all it's like
That's good. Sounds of digestion with Sam.
clothing movement and digestion by Sam.